Well, I was drinking last night with a biker, and I showed him a picture of you. Said, pal, get to know you like her. Seemed like the least I could do. 'Cause when he's charging his chopper up and down your carpeted halls, you will think, by contrast, quite proper. Never mind, I stumble and fall. Never mind, I stumble and fall. You imagine me sipping champagne from your boot for a taste of your elegant pride. Maybe going to hell in a bucket, babe, but at least I'm enjoying the ride. At least I'm enjoying the ride. Yeah, at least I'm enjoying the ride. Miss Sweet Little Soft Cup Pretender, somehow baby got hard as it gets. With her soft black leather chrome spike suspenders, your chair and your whip and your pets. We know you're the reincarnation of the ravenous Catherine the Great. We know how you love your ovations and the Z-rated scenes you create. Z-rated scenes you create. You imagine me sipping champagne from your booth for a taste of your elegant pie. Maybe going to hell in a bucket, babe. At least I'm enjoying the ride. At least I'm enjoying the ride. Yeah, at least I'm enjoying the ride. You analyze me, tend to despise me aloud. I stumble and fall. There may come a day I will dance on your grave. Unable to dance, I'll still crawl across it. Unable to dance, I'll crawl. Yeah, unable to dance, I'll crawl. Must really consider the circus. Well, it just might be your kind of zoo. I can't think of a place that's more perfect for a person as perfect as you. And it's not like I'm leaving you lonely, 'cause I wouldn't know where to begin. But I know that you'll think of me only when the snakes come marching in. When the snakes come marching in. You imagine me sipping champagne from your booth for a taste of your elegant pride. Maybe going to hell in a bucket, babe, but at least least I'm enjoying the ride. Least I'm enjoying the ride. Least I'm enjoying the ride. Ride, ride, ride. Least I'm enjoying the ride. Ride, ride, ride. Least I'm enjoying the ride. Ride. Least I'm enjoying the ride. Right. Least I'm enjoying the ride. 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 Ride, ride, ride. Least I'm enjoying the 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 ride. That one needs a little work, but thought I'd trot it out anyway. Wait a minute. I should have left this on. Not sure if I've done this recently or not on this show, but marched down to Venerio. We marched down to Venerio. Our captain fell in love with a lady like a dove, and he called her by name, Pretty Peggy-O. Marry me, pretty Peggy-O. Would you marry me, pretty Peggy-O? If you would marry me, all your cities I will free. Free old ladies in the area. I would marry you, sweet William O. I would marry you, but your guineas are too few. And I fear that my mama would be angry, oh. What would your mama think, pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama think, pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama think when she hears my guineas clink? Saw me marching at the head of my soldiers, oh. If ever I return, pretty Peggy-O. Ever I return, pretty Peggy-O. If ever I return, all your cities I will burn, destroying all the ladies in the area. Come stepping down the stairs, pretty Peggy-O. Stepping down the stairs, pretty Peggy-O. Come stepping down the stairs, combing back her yellow hair. Bid a last farewell to sweet William O. Sweet William, he is dead, pretty Peggy-O. Sweet William, he is dead, pretty Peggy-O. Sweet William, he is dead, and he died for a maid. He's buried in the Louisiana country road. As we march down to Venerio, we march down to Venerio. Our captain fell in love with a lady like a dove. Called her by name, pretty Peggy-O. Okay. Now here's one I haven't tried yet, but I'll get most of the words. We got to turn this up. Red and white, blue suede shoes. Uncle Sam, how do you do? Give me 5, I'm still alive. Ain't no luck, learn to duck. Check my pulse, it don't change. Say 72, come shine or rain. Wave that flag, pop the bag, rock the boat, skin the goat. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime, yes, it's coming on, my oh my. Uncle Sam, that's who I am. I've been hiding out in a rock and roll band. Shake the hand, shook the hand, P.T. Barnum, Charlie Chan. Shine your shoes, what's to lose? Can you use these old U.S. boots? Drink your health, share your wealth. When your life, steal your wife. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime when it's coming on, my oh my. Back to back, chicken shack. Son of a gun, better change your act. We're all confused. What's to lose? You can call this song the United States Blues. Wave that flag, wave it wide and high. Summertime, well, it's coming on, my oh my. Summertime, well, it's coming on, my oh my. My, oh my. Summertime, well, it's coming on, my oh my. Well, okay, thanks. We're going to bring up, or first we're going to, sooner or later, all roads lead to the couch. So here we go with that.
I'm starting.
To start talking, okay, what's up?
So, you know, tonight I thought we would go and explain to the people about instruments and how much they meant to us. And instruments, like you see everybody play, became a part of our world. They had personalities and they had a very big use in our world, in the Grateful Dead and in all musical groups. And so tonight we're going to tell a couple of stories about some guitars. I was remembering watching you play, Bob, that one of the first things you taught me was never hand my guitar to a guy who's eating raisins, because it would just stick you up the neck, something awful. And so when you were in the Grateful Dead world, you were constantly learning about instruments and loving it. And like these picks in my hand right here, can you see those, Dan? These are the picks that were played at the last show Grateful Dead played in Chicago. I was Jerry's, Bobby's, and Phil's. And, you know, it's stuff like that. I keep these in my pocket because I know if I ever run into Weir, if he or I gets hit by a bus, first thing he's going to say to me is, "You got a pick?" And that's why I still carry them. But this instrument right here is what we're going to talk about, because this has the most amazing miracle story. And there have been guitars that we had in the Grateful Dead. We've seldom lost a guitar because we kept them like as close to us as possible. They were like our brothers. And Pete Sears, right here, our dear friend of mine and Bob's for many years, has an instrument right here that has the most amazing story. And we're going to put some pictures up on that monitor over there to show you the story of this guitar. It was built by Doug Irwin, who built Jerry's Tiger guitar. It was built by the Irwin Company. A gentleman named Tom did most of the work on it. Pete's going to tell you about that. It's called the Dragon because of this incredible inlay right here. Made out of cocobolo wood. Cocobolo wood is so hard and rare that it has to be dragged in by natives to trading posts, and when they worked on this wood down at Alembic, you might remember this, Bob, you couldn't walk in the room when they were shaving on that.
Very toxic.
It's very toxic. If you breathe it, it had natural insect repellent in it, and it could inflame your lungs. So they worked it real carefully.
Mask.
Yeah, we did, and for other reasons too. And so this instrument, I'm gonna let Pete tell you the rest of the story, but the pictures that they were showing you there were a gig. Pete was playing with the Jefferson Starship at the time in Wiesbaden. Now tell the story, Pete.
Okay. Well, most of my career,
Sit up straight too.
most of my career, I've been a Fender guy.
No
I played
slouch.
Fender Precision or jazz basses, you know, and so I wanted something that was very special that somehow was a cross between a Fender jazz bass and a Precision bass, and so you notice it's got a jazz bass bridge pickup and the Precision bass neck pickup. But so Tom Lieber was the builder, and he was a luthier that worked in the Duggo in custom shop. This is back in 1977. And so he came up with this design. This would be amazing with the Dragon, and it's actually LED eyes that light up. The Dragon's eyes can light up here. If I get them to do this, we'll see here. There, see that? Is that showing up on your... Makes me play better, I think. And anyway, maybe. Anyway, this is called cocobolo wood, as you say.
It's cocobolo wood, with
bird's eye maple on the back.
Yeah.
So even though it's built by Tom Lieber, it's actually technically, as it says here, a Duggo in custom shop guitar. And Jefferson Starship, we were on, as Steve said, we were on tour. Just finished up a national tour and went to Europe, and we were playing on the cliffs overlooking the Rhine River at the Lorelei Festival. And half the band we were staying in Wiesbaden, which is southern Germany. And Grace, for certain reasons, unmentionable reasons, I won't go into now, wasn't able to play, which was the first time. Usually she'd play regardless of anything, but there were certain circumstances that meant that she couldn't play. So David Freiberg went on stage with the German promoter and Bill Laudner, our road manager, and told him to tell the audience in German that they could have their money back, and we'd come back and play in a couple of weeks. So a German friend of mine later told me that he left the bit out about giving the money back. And so bricks, rocks, anything they could lay their hands on started being thrown to the stage. And then somebody found an axe, started chopping up the drum kit. And somebody got gasoline and then set fire to the stage, and I think you have some pictures somewhere of that.
Yeah, they're showing them right now on that monitor there.
Yeah, that's
the pre.
Yeah, you can see the. That's a fire.
There you go.
That's my amplifier going up right there. And
they make a beautiful light when they burn.
Yeah,
don't they?
yeah. and there's also
There's the next morning.
There's the
I
next
like that
morning.
shot.
And I got a shot. Did you get that shot I sent of Howard?
Yeah,
Danchek?
Howard holding the
Holding
last bit of an amplifier. It's
Yeah.
not in there, but it looked something like that right there. It was
Yeah,
only the
it's-
speaker, barely the
I think it's
basket of the
Transformer, I
speaker
think,
left.
molten. But this guitar and Craig Chiquizo's 59 Les Paul and one of Paul's guitars, and my trusty old 63 jazz bass, Fender Jazz, which I had for
Wow.
years with,
Wow.
you know, Baldry, Rod Stewart, Copperhead, you name it. That was stolen also, and that's still missing, but I'm happy to get this back. And
30 years
35
later,
years,
you
35
understand,
years.
30 years later, this guitar came back to him.
Yeah,
That is incredible.
yeah.
And unhurt, and it's still one of the greatest sounding
Well,
basses.
yeah, well, Tom Lieber, the builder, put it on, I think it was a Grateful Dead forum, Are You Kind site, and he posted a photograph of this bass 4 years ago. And this fellow that had bought this in southern Germany in 1991 played it for a little while, then put it in its case for a long time, didn't do anything with it. And recently he decided to start playing in bands again. This is not the guy that stole it, but and he started playing in bands, and then he took it to a band rehearsal, and they freaked out over it, and so he did an internet search, and boom, up came the photograph.
But for it not to be changed or scratched
yeah.
or hurt so bad, I think a policeman probably took it and put it in his closet.
That's probably
or
what
something,
happened.
you know.
I tell you what, we could probably give it a new paint job right here, right now.
Yeah.
you do
Hey,
that?
would you
Personally?
mind, Pete, if
Oh,
we
no, not
spray
at all. What kind of
orange
spray-
spray paint or
Yeah.
lime
AJ.
green spray
AJ,
paint, maybe?
where's AJ?
Maybe a polka dot or something like that, or some of the.
What do we got? What colors we got?
We want rattle can. We can do.
Yeah, rattle can job.
Oh yeah, that'll work good. Who wants to do it?
Well, actually, it's good for hitting rocks too. But
Yeah.
we don't like to do that.
But I've
with
already
it.
tried that.
We can take it out back.
Anyway,
The thing is that Irwin, you know, it's the Irwin style that we had a few instruments. There was one other bass. He did make a bass for Phil Lesh, and Phil has that bass still, but he didn't make many basses out of his company.
and this is the
one of
same
them.
same trees, same block of
This-
wood as
that is the
Tiger.
same block of wood as Tiger.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Tiger was made
same
right
block,
after this, and-
because it's so hard. Like I say, you can't even saw it. It was really difficult to work with.
Yeah.
And that's why the combo of the bird's eye maple. That's it. And this is the sign of Doug Irwin. Every Doug Irwin instrument has this, where it's the world and the eagle, and even has the Panama
So it's heavy,
Canal
right?
on there.
It's not too bad. It's got
It's
chambers
heavy.
Let me see.
A
inside.
little heavy.
You feel it. It's not too bad at all.
That's heavier than that.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, right?
If you've had it for 30 years, if you had it for those 30 years, you'd probably be having
Yeah.
mess
Yeah.
up your back.
Yeah, we had to dig out some of the weight out of some of Irwin's first guitars for Jerry, so that
Yeah.
because they were pretty heavy. And then others, we had to balance them out by adding weight inside, because sometimes they wouldn't balance perfectly, and that really hurts. But usually, for fretboard and fingerboard inlay, they
Yeah.
were the best. Those guys,
Yeah, that's
Tom and
that's
him.
good stuff.
Nobody ever
Yeah.
touched them.
I think there's a Facebook Doug Owen tribute site that Tom set up has all those guitars.
And
on.
now, some old dear friends of ours, Fog.
This one's for Big Steve.
Hey, right on, Brian. Thank you. right now are going to let you guys in on some real deep Grateful Dead secrets. But first, I would like Bob to introduce our dear friend who's joining us on the couch right here. But we got to give him another second while I explain to you that because you guys are such loyal viewers, you're going to hear the real stuff tonight that we have never told before, because we believe in open kimono, right? Right?
Yeah, especially open kimono.
Honesty's the best policy. Always been, right, Snapper? Yes. So, Bob, please introduce our dear brother and guest.
This is my old pal John Perry Barlow. We went to school together. This is an interesting story. We went to school together back in the early '60s, and we were both real unpopular kids. But we got kind of popular toward the end.
Really?
But reasons we got popular were not the reasons that were not the sort of stuff of iconic, Wall Street careers or anything. So what they did was they got us together and said, one of you guys can come back, but not both. And
crime team.
So anyway, I'll let you guess who stayed and who didn't.
The straight guy.
The straight guy. It didn't really matter anyway.
So now we're going to hear.
Now, I've been given this opportunity a couple times now to give my opinion on something, what's bugging me, what's bugging Barlow, and I've got a little something that is I would like to talk about tonight.
Feel free to go right ahead and opine.
Well, I think I will. In a move sure to improve diplomatic relations with all of Latin America, President Obama diverted Bolivian President Evo Morales' presidential aircraft yesterday and forced it to land in Vienna. In keeping with his previous assurance that he would not, quote, scramble jets over the Snowden affair, Obama scrambled entire nation states instead. He assembled France, Italy, Portugal, and Spain into a wall that was impenetrable to the president's plane. The citizens of those countries must be very proud today of their independence. Also, in case this seemed a bit like an aircraft hijacking to you, it isn't. This is because America is doing it. In the same way that blowing up innocent women and children is not terrorism when we do it, and of course have our own good reasons. The good reason for forcing down Morales' plane was that America's multi-zillion-dollar intelligence apparatus and another sparkling display of their clandestine skills had concluded that Edward Snowden had been smuggled aboard it. Given that the Bolivian aircraft departed from a military airfield many miles from the unpronounceably named Moscow airport, where Mr. Snowden had been stranded since June 23rd, and that America's partner and stand-up comedian Vladimir Putin had refused Snowden's departure from the transit zone there, this was a puzzling conclusion. But we are slowly beginning to learn to take it on faith that America's secret eyes see many things that ordinary Americans do not. Austria, another American vassal state, held the Bolivian president hostage overnight while they searched his plane for traces of the elusive Mr. Snowden, no doubt applying Austrian meticulousness to the task. Amazingly, they did not find him. One begins to wonder if he even exists. Now, just in case you're emerging from a 3-week drug bender in some remote region, which you might be, let me give you a little background on international supervillain Edward Snowden. This exceptionally geeky young contractor, the National Security Agency, recently revealed that the NSA is monitoring every man, woman, and child on the planet Earth, on the grounds that some of them may be terrorists. While this is rather like solving the needle in a haystack problem by making a much larger haystack, and will probably not improve their lamentable success rate, it also violates the Constitution and a large body of international treaties and agreements. So Mr. Snowden is obviously the sort of bad guy who is willing to sacrifice his future and hot girlfriend for the narcissistic pleasure of holding the United States to its principles, as well as international law. The girlfriend herself provides further proof that he's a bad guy, because when's the last time you saw a really good guy end up with a girlfriend who looks like that? Then there's the fact that Mr. Snowden is traveling in the company with another major hottie, Sarah Harrison, who is also the Bond girl villain accomplice of another international supervillain, Julian Assange. I happened to be visiting Mr. Assange on the day the Snowden story broke. He was in his lair, a former broom closet in London's Ecuadorian embassy, where he's heavily guarded by evil-looking men, most of them working for the London police force, cackling maniacally while stroking a hairless albino cat. He described Mr. Snowden as a hero for revealing what millions of paranoids already knew about American surveillance. He did not seem in the least concerned with the huge advantage that terrorists had suddenly been given by these revelations that the NSA might be monitoring their communications. Given that it took us 10 years and hundreds of billions of dollars to find Osama bin Laden, how much harder will it be now that his successors know that we're on to them?
Well, okay.
Wait a second here.
No, there can't be
But
any
wait,
more than that.
there's more. Yeah, there
No.
is. There is more. Wait,
No,
there's
there
more.
isn't that much time
No,
in the
whoa,
world.
Oh,
okay.
wait, okay, great.
Assange and I were discussing how to fund his perfidious activities since WikiLeaks has been cut off from receiving donations from all the major credit card companies. Because we are also bad guys, Daniel Ellsberg, John Cusack, and I, along with other enemies of secret government, have set up a channel for funding WikiLeaks and other conduits of transparency journalism called the Freedom of the Press Foundation. And if you are a bad guy too, you can go to freepressfoundation.org and donate to WikiLeaks yourself.
There you go.
Indeed, two of FPF founders, Glenn Greenwald and Laura Poitras, were responsible for breaking and publishing Snowden's story. Finally, in any event, Mr. Snowden remains a stateless person tonight, and having seen the lengths the U.S. is willing to go to silence him, it's probably a good thing for him that he is more or less under the protection of the only country in the world that is not afraid of the United States. Mr. Putin may be an authoritarian thug himself, but he will not be bullied. Thank you.
All right. And I think you made a good point there. But I would like to tell you, that we, as the Grateful Dead, we were out there openly with all secret services, every alphabetic service you could name, CIA, FBI, they were all following us. And we would get and read the reports, and they were hilarious. And as lawyers would explain to us, they were novels written by the government about us, basically. They had us doing everything in the world. But now, I think it's time, Bob, that we told the truth.
Well, yeah. We can open up
They
there a
were
little
right
bit.
about us.
Lyndon, are you all familiar with this guy, Lyndon LaRouche?
Lyndon LaRouche.
He ran for
Lyndon,
president.
show of hands, Lyndon LaRouche?
Nobody remember him?
He was
Yeah, right.
He was running for president.
he was running
I
for
think he may
president.
still
I
be
think-
running for
I
president.
think he is, out of his jail cell.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
I think he's locked up somewhere or exiled. But anyway, he accused us and the Grateful Dead publicly of being the drug dealers of the world. And we weren't the drug dealers of the world. I think he sold to Congress and you sold to the Senate, but that's it.
But
we
it was
didn't have
easy
the
after
rest.
that.
But anyway, so they're accusing us of that, and it's all in the papers, and it says that we work for the British Crown and that we were part of distributing drugs to the world as a conspiracy.
Numbered secret agents
Right.
for Her Majesty in M5, the Intelligence Division.
And so we were talking about this one day, Bobby and Jerry and I, and Jerry goes, well, we are, don't you know? And we had a good friend of ours whose father was in the M5. Isn't that what the British Secret Service is?
MI5.
MI5. And
six.
we
MI5,
didn't
that's
know, but we were doing that, see? We were doing the work of the government before they listened to everything. Like they're listening to us right now, see?
Yeah, but
like
they're
they
listening
heard
to
what he
everybody
said.
else, so what?
They heard every word he said. And they heard everything we've ever done. It doesn't matter. So we just do it open. We always lived openly.
On account of John's association with Assange, I expect that every conversation that he has over the telephone,
yeah.
texting or whatever,
Yeah.
is pretty much. I think they pay
You're
a little
right.
bit attention to that. So the conversations that we have probably
That's right.
keep them in stitches.
Well, yeah, we're tagged onto
But it's
it.
nice to know you got an audience. The thing, you can
I
kind
don't
of feel
know.
it. It's like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's kind of like you can feel the audience out there when, there's a small audience here, but a much larger one out in internet land.
Well, yeah.
And you can kind of feel it coming back. And
Yes.
the same thing is true of our conversations over the telephone. It's a smaller audience, but nonetheless, we keep them entertained, or at least make every effort to.
Oh, yeah.
Some
I
people
remember-
are a little difficult to entertain, though.
Well, they're
Yeah, but the
human.
FBI was easy. They love to listen to our conversations, and they used to send us from the studio. They had tapped our studio phone for a while, and we got the letter from them. They had to tell us after 3 months of listening to nothing that nothing was happening. But anyway, that's another story. So the thing was that one time we're going out on the road, and Phil hands me the paper, and it says LSD King returns to road. And that bear had just gotten out of jail. He was coming right back with us on the road. And so they were watching us all the time. And Bear would always tell all of us, that's what we called Owsley, what would he tell every one of us? He'd say, don't tell anybody wherever we go who I am. And we would never do, so we wouldn't.
Leave that to him.
But then we'd hear him in the corner going, do you know who I am? As loud as he could, telling some girl and holding on to her.
My name is Owsley, but people call me Bear.
and then one time Hurd put his name up at the Berkeley Community Theater in the telephone booth. You remember this? He wrote his phone number in the Oakland Hills on the wall.
Very good time.
And Bear went crazy. Oh, he went nuts. But that was the kind of joke.
there actually is a guy who was Weir's roommate in prep school.
Right.
Who
Oh,
honestly,
yeah.
well, that's
Oh, we lie.
This is
You
it,
can't
you know,
tell lie. No one can lie right
well,
now.
I'm
we
not
can't
lying.
lie with
This
a dog
is-
of harassment.
This is the truth.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a guy who was Weir's roommate in prep school who
After
whose
they
father,
said, you guys can't be roommates anymore.
Right.
Got it?
Oh, they busted you two up,
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
then
right,
your new
who-
guy.
and the new guy's father was the station chief for the CIA in
No
Saigon
shit,
at
I
the
knew it
time.
was
Yes, it's
true.
true.
Yeah.
It was true.
Just as
and
Wow.
and he went off to Vietnam and became a
Right.
Green Beret and actually became kind of like that character in Apocalypse Now.
Right, right,
He
Colonel Kurtz.
really did. And when he came
Yes,
back,
yes.
he believed and actually had all kinds of very credible evidence to demonstrate that the entire Grateful Dead had been a plot between MI5
right.
and Aldous Huxley.
right. That's right.
And that the reason
That's
that
right.
he had been sent to Fountain Valley was to create the Grateful Dead through his manipulation with Weir, and he wanted some of the proceeds, and has various points emerged and said that he was going to kill us both if we didn't. This is God's truth. And he
Yeah,
is
I
a
know.
genuinely dangerous human being.
And these are
Well, he
things
knows
that-
how to
and this
do
guy
it.
used to
Chalmers
come around.
Benedict
Remember?
Wood, if
Don't
you're
talk-
out
don't-
there.
Don't say his name.
No, it's
Because he
fine.
used to haunt us on the road. No kidding. This guy used to come around. I remember him real
Yeah.
well. And yeah, Chet, right?
Let's keep.
Boom.
Let's
go
drop
somewhere
no
else,
names
but
here,
for
okay?
real.
But I'm telling you,
But I'm telling you,
if that's the dog of veracity,
But-
I cannot lie.
You cannot
Right,
lie.
right, but you don't have to say anything. Is the
Well,
deal.
well,
and then
yeah, but there's lies of omission too.
Right,
I
right.
think, yeah, we might
One of
have
those
to
sins
tell
of
you about
omission. They're
that.
not lies.
Yeah, so there's a lot more that we have to tell you, but for right now, we are going to jump back to our beautiful friends Moonalice and their music.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
For 1 week and a day you live, is your life harmed by a friend? Unconscious to this earthly plane, as she waited by your bed. And you later said you found this place that shook you to the core. And you never want to go back to that dark and distant shore. Where the reaper waited patiently as you knocked at death's old door. You felt the grip of fear inside as you never had before. But your soul's at peace, so that I'm sure there will be no pain. And you're never going back the morphine's grip that crawled inside your brain. As a joker sneered and lied to you, said you'll never laugh again. Metallic shades of cobalt blue, dark angels cold as rain. Trapped inside the devil's lie, tried to flee in vain. But your soul's at peace, so that I'm sure there will be no pain. And you're never going back to that dark shore, to the terrible place again. But it was a lie, I know you to be a man who's lived life well. And you've done more good than harm for all, and for you there'll be no hell. And you lent a helping hand to those who for no fault of their own felt the fickle hand of faith lay them open to the bone. But your soul's at peace, of that I'm sure, and there will be no pain. And you're never going back to that dark shore, to the terrible place again. Your soul's at peace, of that I'm sure, and there will be no pain. And you're never going back to that dark shore, to the terrible place again. But your soul's at peace, of that I'm sure, and there will be no pain. And you're never going back to that dark shore, to the terrible place again. Bobby, this one is for you. It's a song about the road, about staying well. Sometimes I wonder what the world is coming to. I slung it every day. Now I feel the bills are coming due. Oh, there's trouble in my valley. Trouble in my mind. Tell me I'm okay. I need to know what makes life real. What is the essence of my being? I struggle every day to deal with all the weird stuff that I'm seeing. Oh, there's trouble in my valley. Oh, there's trouble in my mind. Tell me I'm okay. For sure, won't you tell me it's okay? How am I supposed to know what is real and what's for sure? Won't you tell me it's okay? Tell me it's okay. Sometimes I lie awake at night and dream of things that might have been. I wonder why it is someone has to lose so you can win. Oh, there's trouble in my valley. Oh, there's trouble in my mind. Tell me I'm okay. Tell me it's okay. How am I supposed to know what is real and what's for show? Won't you tell me it's okay? Won't you tell me it's okay? How am I supposed to know what is real and what's for show? Won't you tell me it's okay? Won't you tell me, won't you tell me, won't you tell me, won't you? Won't you tell me it's okay? Tell me it's okay. Thank you very much. We are Moonalice. Let me introduce the band. On the drums, John Molo. On keyboards, guitar, and bass, Pete Sears. And that magician on electric guitar, Barry Sless. We're called Moonalice. All our shows are free on the web on moonalice.com. But what's cool is we also give out a poster at every show. And Bob, I've got one for you right here. It says, "We're here, Bob, we're Moonalice, and Fog." I mean, it's even accurate. It's got the right date, the right place. Well, no, only you can sign it. If I sign it, it brings the value down. It's more valuable if it's unsigned. So, according to Moonalice legend, tonight's poster by Alexandra Fisher depicts T.R.I. Moonalice, known to his friends as Mike. Now, Mike is one of the most highly evolved members of the Moonalice tribe. He began life as a sound man, but over time, bionically rebuilt himself. Now Mike is a large transducer in a shock mount. He breathes in pot smoke and exhales fine music, just like us. Thank you for having us. Bob, it's back to you, my friend. Happy birthday to Chris Shaw, our art director.
I want to thank all our friends tonight joining us. Great music all around. Fog.
Are we done?
Yeah, well, if we want to be, we can keep going.
I don't know. Yeah. Looks like.
We were having such a good time tonight, we lost all track of time. So thank you all so much for being here with us. We love you. We love you. We love you.
I don't love all of you.
I do. I love you all. And I respect you, too.
Just keep backing up.
Yeah. No, the dog of veracity is here.